Okay, so this is the episode 3 of the Bon Jovi Talk podcast. This time I've got Adam, who I done my first ever podcast with. If you remember, I had to choose my top 5 Bon Jovi songs. So Adam, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit more?
No.
That's enough then. A podcast over.
Yeah, I'm an infamously brilliant podcaster. I had some Liverpool guy on. We spoke about our top 5 Basement Jack songs. It was a good laugh, and it turns out we're in love now.
Well, you know, I have that effect on people, you see.
Yeah, dirty bastard.
I couldn't name one Basement Jack song, to be honest with you.
I love their song. It's called "Deaf People Are Lucky."
No, I had no idea. So, obviously, we're talking about doing some Bon Jovi podcasts. So this is now the 3rd one. So I'm just, when we done it last time, we were kind of speaking about the tour. And you were saying about Croke Park, and obviously it's RDS Arena. Do you think you're going to see the band? Have you bought any tickets or anything?
Yeah, I to be honest, I was on the fence about going because I am a Bon Jovi fan, but at the same time, there's a whole decade of songs of theirs that I don't really like.
Okay.
But then when the Manics were announced as support act, it's like I've got to go. Like, how could you not go? It's like if I said to you, "Do you want to have pizza and Chinese food?" You would think, "No, that's a bit much. I can't handle it." But then if it's right there, you go, "Yeah, please, you know."
Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it.
Exactly. I'm a very good person.
Well, do you know what? Like, it's about time that the band actually had a decent support band. I think it's been a long time.
Yeah, because there was a big criticism by fans for this house is not for sale tour in the America, where they were having like unsigned, no name bands.
Yeah,
still charging a shitload of money, but you know.
Well, I remember they done that in 2008 as well with Heaven's Basement. Heaven's Basement were just a pub band and entered, and kind of got their break from that. And I must admit, I quite like Heaven's Basement now. I didn't really like them at the time, but I still want to see a band that I at least know a couple of songs from.
Exactly, but the thing that's weird about it is last year I went to see U2 at Croke Park, and their support act was Noel Gallagher.
Oh, wow.
Oasis to me is the greatest band of all time, and Noel, and I love U2, but Noel just completely shit all over them, and it's like going back to the food analogy. It's like having a fucking lasagna and chips before having a sandwich. It's like we just have to do it, you know.
A lasagna and chips.
You can't tell I'm very hungover and very starving.
I like the dressing gown, to be honest with you. That's the thing that I like the most here. Oh yeah, Rolling Stones as well. Yeah. I'm impressed. That's very nice. Where'd you get that from?
I actually don't know.
See, if Bon Jovi released one, it'd be about 300 quid on their website.
Yeah, and it would. Yeah, I can't think of anything.
So, what shows are you going to do? Are you going to do the 2 nights at the RDS, or are you just doing the 1?
Just going to the first night at the RDS, but it's going to be a mad week for me because, see, what keeps happening here in Ireland is that they don't have gigs here forever, and then everybody comes at once. Metallica, Fleetwood Mac, and Bon Jovi in all over 7 days.
Yeah, wow.
So I'm going to need to have the whiskey ready and toilet paper in the fridge.
I must admit, when before the tour got announced, seeing so many big bands announce shows, I was kind of panicking for Bon Jovi, to be honest with you. Especially if they were going to do stadiums like they have. And as you said there, you're seeing what, how many did you say, 4 in 6 days or something?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's big bands as well. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you're going to small little shows. So it's.
And the Foo Fighters just announced the big show.
He did, didn't he? Yeah, at the yes.
And apparently, Bruce Springsteen has got a tour to be announced soon.
Yeah, I remember you saying last time that he was going to announce a tour. Do you think he'll go to Dublin?
He better, or I will have him killed.
Hopefully he's not listening to this. Or maybe he might be. You never know. Maybe you want him to after that threat.
He's a lovely man.
It's I still haven't really listened to him, I must admit.
You can't.
It'll happen. I'll do it.
Not even at Christmas time?
Not even at Christmas time. Has he got any Christmas songs?
Oh, you can't. Yeah, he's got covers, but they're really good covers. Like, but yeah, Bruce knows his onions.
So, is there anything in particular you'd like to speak about during the podcast?
Blowjobs, because if you see the song, one of my favorite Bon Jovi songs, and not just because it's Christmas, but it's their cover of "Please Come Home for Christmas."
Okay.
I'm convinced the entire point of that song was for John Bon Jovi to get a BJ.
You never know.
Just put it like this. So it's a cover version made for charity. So he made no money off it.
Right.
So there's really nothing in it for him personally.
Little letter. Hopefully we get Adam back, because that was quite an interesting story. So hopefully I can get him back. If you give us 2 minutes, guys. Apologies. I must say, I'm 6 minutes into this podcast. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that John Bon Jovi wrote a song for a blowjob. That's the first. In all the years of being a fan, that's a first. So I can only imagine what the next part of this podcast is going to be like. But as I said, just give us 2 minutes. Just inviting them back, and then hopefully can finish the podcast off. Also, don't forget, guys, you can tweet me at Bon Jovi Talk and send any questions over that you'd like to get asked to obviously the guests on the podcast. Because one thing I don't want to do is let it get stale, asking the same things over and over again, because I'm kind of doing this off the cuff. I haven't got a lot of time to sit down and plan what topics we can speak about, really, or in depth anyway. So I'm kind of just thinking of stuff on the top of my head and kind of going with the flow, which seems to be working, but obviously I don't want it to get boring. So yeah, just give us a tweet. Just inviting Adam back now. Hopefully we get him back.
Hello.
There we go. He's back.
At what point did I get cut off?
In the middle of John Bon Jovi doing a Christmas song for a blowjob.
Yeah, I'm convinced, because like, why would she need to be in that video other than him thinking, I'll come across as a nice guy, do some charity work, we'll get some special needs children on the set and take a photo, and then maybe Cindy Crawford will come into my trailer during the break and show, sorry, this big.
You never know. That could have happened. Maybe that's, if I ever get to meet him, I'll ask, was the reason behind "Please Come Home for Christmas" just so you could get a blowjob? I'll ask him if I ever meet the guy. And
you just know that he says, hey, how about you give Jay a BJ?
Do you think there's any other songs that he's done for that reason? Do you know what? His whole back catalogue could be for that reason.
I'm convinced that stuff like, well, I don't know if it's what's that? Lost Highway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced that because they did that extensive tour around like Western America. I'm convinced he just threw his penis in every cowgirl mouth possible.
Do you think he gets up to stuff while he's on tour then?
100%. You don't have an ego like John Bon Jovi. You think, yeah, I'll just go home and watch Die Hard 2 again.
Yeah, I must admit, I'd be more surprised than anything if he was the squeaky clean guy on tour. You obviously, as a fan, you hear stories and that, but I'd be very surprised.
Well, with Bon Jovi, it's like his wife. The reason why he's still with her is because he's obsessed with money, and he married her when he was drunk and didn't sign the prenups. And the fact is, he's left it way, way too late to get rid of her.
Do you know what? Like, like I know it's the whole rock and roll act, but sometimes he goes too far with audience members, let alone what he gets up to behind closed doors. So it must make you think you wonder what she thinks watching him. It's a question I've always wondered, to be honest with you.
Definitely. I mean, there's no way. Like, well, he's admitted to cheating on her in the past.
Yeah.
I still think that it's part of his daily routine.
Even with them grey locks that he's got, you still think he's got the charm.
I hate his hair these days.
I seen a photo of him in the airport going to Tokyo today, and it looked like a really worn out mop on the back of his head.
And you know the thing that I hate, you get with a lot of these rockers is that even when they cut their hair short, it's still long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's almost like it can't go too short. They lose all credibility.
That's why I get my hair cut once every 3 months, and I let it grow pretty long, and then I get it cut practically bald, and just get the fucking grow back again.
Yeah. It's I must admit, I don't like talking about John's hair because it's very, women, not to say, but women go on about his hair a lot more than the men do. But Jesus Christ, his hair looks awful lately.
Yeah, and I will say that in the 90s during the Keep the Faith era, that was McDonald's. That
Little
was
Oasis.
You know, there's no McDonald's in Belfast anymore.
Is there not? No McDonald's.
I don't know if you heard if it made the news, but there was a giant fire in the city.
Oh yeah.
A couple of months ago, so everything in that surrounding area gets shut down. So there's no McDonald's in Belfast right now.
Wow.
And I'm stuck.
That's just an Oasis. I don't drink fizzy, but there's probably more sugar in this than there is in fizzy, to be honest. So
yeah, I don't really drink often anymore, but last night I went to see Cast.
Oh yeah.
And I'm so fucking hungover. Like, I'm afraid to go to the toilet in case it attracts sharks.
I remember on the last podcast you were saying you weren't going to drink till Christmas.
Yeah, well, Christmas starts on November 1st.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that makes sense then.
It's good because actually I went to the doctor to get a checkup the other day because I'm sometimes feel like I get heart pains and shit. But he's
cut off again. Hopefully, while he's talking about them heart pains, he hasn't just dropped dead in his chair. Because I tell you what, if that's the case, I'm never doing a podcast again. If he's dropped dead on his chair, please don't blame me. Again, give us 2 minutes. Try and get him back. I'm a little bit concerned for Adam. One, he's got no McDonald's, which, to be honest, I don't eat McDonald's a lot. I'm not a massive fan of McDonald's. It's a nice little treat, but I certainly wouldn't be bothered if it goes down. But now he's saying he's got heart pain and all of a sudden he's cut off again. I just hope he's still alive. Let's see. They say you're alive, Adam. Do you know what? I was just saying then, you went off when you were going on about heart pain, so I'm quite glad that you're actually still on my screen, alive.
Yeah, no, it was just they said I've torn a connector muscle in the chest. So it happens to be right here.
Oh, yeah.
where the heart is. So, you think you're having a heart attack, but it's just that it torn something working out.
You torn something working out. What did you do? What type of muscle was it?
I don't know the name, but they called it a connector muscle.
Right.
I do Pilates for my back, but I weigh about 240 pounds.
Okay.
So when I'm doing that, that's like proper weightlifting.
Yeah.
And I must have put too much pressure here, and it literally felt like a bing. And but luckily, no heart attack. So give me whiskey, give me melted cheese.
I bet that was a relief when you heard that. Then it's just a pull muscle. You're okay.
What made it awkward was my doctor. She's an ugly woman.
Wow.
And it made me think, and I noticed she had these fake eyelashes on.
Yeah. That
were applied incorrectly, and it's like, how's she going to test my heart if this dumb bitch doesn't know how to put fucking eyelashes on?
So, do you know what? Let's speak about the RDS show then, because I'm going to the 2 nights. I must say I'm looking forward to them, and I'm kind of hoping for some setlist changes. What obviously you said there that there's probably a decade of songs that you're not a great fan of. What do you not want to hear?
I really don't want to hear anything from Crush.
Really? At all?
I fucking hate. See, if I worked for that record label and Bon Jovi comes in and says, "Hey guys, I've got a new song. It's called Captain Crash and the Beauty Queen from Mars," I'd say, "You're fucking fired."
Do you know what though? I think they've tried to almost copy David Bowie with the Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, but it doesn't have the same ring, does it? Beauty Queen and the Spiders from Mars don't have the same ring.
Yeah, it was that whole album. It just came across to me that they'd gone from Bon Jovi to trying to sound like a U2 type thing, and U2 were shit in the 2000s, like so.
It's I think I said on the last one, it's my mate's favourite album, Crush. Yeah, and he's a diehard. He's been to 47 shows, I think. He's a diehard, and that's his favourite album. And I must admit, like I've always said, to me at the time I didn't really recognise, but now to me it was the start of the end of the great Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Because
even though the album cover, going back to the U2 thing, it's like you could tell they were trying to copy Achtung Baby.
I did see something on that. Didn't he? Almost like the 12 different images or something. Yeah, I did read something on that not long back. There was like a little comparison thing who Bon Jovi ripped off, and there was tons of songs. And a couple of them was like album covers. Even like someone said the Rolling Stones, obviously with the figure, like the logo you've got on, the Have a Nice Day one was that almost like trying to make their own Rolling Stones type logo.
What do you think? What do you think David Bryan does all day?
I don't know. Probably
he has the worst hair I've ever seen in my life. Like. I'm a fan of him, yet if I met him, I'd try to punch him.
It's surprising how he's kept the same haircut for 30 plus years now.
It's awful hair, and there's a great thing. I actually found it, funny enough, the Crush Tour DVD, and there's one of the extra features is Bon Jovi walking around. I think it's Rome or somewhere in Italy.
Right.
David Bryan is dressed like the biggest wanker ever. Like he's got the curly blonde hair, and he's got this skin tight jumper on where you can see his whole, like, I mean, he's in good shape and all, but he looks like a fucking wanker. And I wonder, does he ever talk back to Bon Jovi? Because clearly he works for him.
Yeah.
He's also stinking rich. I read he's worth like 140 million.
Who, David Bryan?
David Bryan, wow. Yeah, because he gets equal share.
Yeah.
What's it like to be him? Like, what a wanker.
Like, I don't think he speaks up to him because you like his input since God knows how long. It's been minimal, hasn't it? He's hardly had any input in a lot of stuff. There used to be a time when he'd write the song or write a couple of songs. He's had nothing like that for years and years and years. So
did he write In These Arms?
Yeah, I think he certainly co-wrote it anyway. I don't know if he wrote the full song, but he definitely had some input in it, which is probably why he sings it live every now and again. But do you like his voice?
No.
Yeah.
I also think he's him and Richie Sambora. I've never seen anybody feel at being funny as often as they do in interviews. Like it's just so. Richie Sambora, I'm surprised he doesn't have mental health problems. Like the amount of times he's tried to tell a joke and bomb.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there in the sense that I think they try too hard to come across as like the cool guys in the band, and Richie was just a bit daft, wasn't he? Well, still is a bit daft.
Yeah. What's up with his face when he plays the guitar as well?
See, again, he's toned that down a lot, hasn't he? He's not like the London show, the '95 show at Wembley. Some of the faces he pulled there, wow! Like I remember my mum walked in and was like, "Bloody hell, is he all right?" He just looked in agony, absolute agony. But
it's like he's having sex with the fucking guitar.
Yeah. It probably was, to be honest with you. Wouldn't surprise me. Maybe he wrote a song to get a blowjob off a guitar, which would be quite hard to do. You never know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I can't say I'm jealous or anything of that, to be honest with you.
I'd rather fucking. I can't think about it. Look at this find here on the side of the computer.
Oh yeah, Crossroads. So yeah, here's a question. I don't know whether you've listened to obviously the last Greatest Hits. Can you see a massive difference from Crossroads to the Greatest Hits that was out in 2010?
Did you know you can't buy that second Greatest Hits off iTunes?
You can't.
No, because I was looking to. I'll open up. You know what? See, as I say that, I'll check iTunes right now, and I bet you it's here just to make me look like an arsehole. Yeah, but the thing about with the second Greatest Hits is because apart from the song Every Day,
yeah,
I really don't think Bon Jovi have written a great song since the 90s.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Every Day was class, but see stuff like Thank You for Loving Me.
Yeah.
Come on, lads. Yeah, that you can't buy that second Greatest Hits on iTunes.
Well, it's funny you should say that because on Spotify, I don't know whether it's come back on now, but on Spotify, you couldn't listen to Slippery When Wet not long ago either.
Did you ever see what Bon Jovi was? John Bon Jovi was on Inside the Actors Studio.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That guy's such an arse slicker, and the fact he goes, and now we come to Slippery When Wet.
It's like, do you know what? Like stuff like that, you kind of watch once and you go, yeah, that's enough now.
Yeah.
It's there's nothing in terms of interviews. There's nothing that's fun anymore. I find the last good interview that he done, or certainly John done, not they done. The last interview that John done that was good was there was like one on Radio 2 or something like that, or Radio 5, and the guy actually went in depth about the whole Richie thing and the almost the state of his voice and so on. And now I don't know if you watched the Sky News interview the other week
with Kate Burley.
Yeah.
Wonder if he got a media up out.
Wait on it. Tweet her and ask if she ever. This that like stuff like that just bores the absolute tits off me. I can't get into all stuff like that.
Do you find it weird how often or how easily the word cunt fits into Bon Jovi songs?
See, do you know what? That's surprising. Like, I enjoyed that part of the podcast, and I didn't know you'd done that. So when I listened to it, I laughed my head off at that. But what makes me laugh is my mate listened to it first, and he messaged me and was like, "Oh, the intro about the adding the word cunt to Bon Jovi songs." I was like, type of fucking podcast have you been listening to? Yeah, that's not the one I done. And then I listened to it, and I must admit that made me laugh.
But it's unbelievable. Like when cunt were beautiful, lay a cunt on me, cunt the roses, cunt the glory, in these cunts, cunt medicine, I'll be there for cunt, never say cunt. Whole lot of cunting. Raise your cunt. Hey cunt. Cunt to believe in. This ain't a cunt song. This cunt is not for sale. And I wish every day could be like cunt.
Or you could have a thorn in my cunt, just like the thorn. that might be a bit painful. I think you could
have a nice cunt.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've got iTunes opened up here. Say, she don't know cunt. Shot through the cunt. Burning for cunt. In another cunt. The price of cunt. King of the cunt. Tokyo cunt. The hardest part is the cunt. Always cunt.
That's the best one.
I can go through them all here.
You could.
You get cunt a bad name. Cunt disease. I die for cunt. Cunt in the streets. Let's go to the New Jersey album. Born to be my cunt. Oh God. Blood on cunt. Homebound cunt. Cunt is the wind. Ride cunt ride. Stick to your cunt. 99 in the cunt. Cunt for sale. That's going to keep the faith. If I was your cunt, dry cunt. Blame it on the love of rock and cunt. A little bit of cunt. Let's try these days. My cunt lies bleeding in your eyes. Cunt even. Diamond cunt. We'll give Crush a go. Let's see the Crush. It's my cunt. Say it isn't cunt. Thank you for loving cunt. 2 stories cunt. Next 100 cunts. Cunt holder. Mystery cunt. Save the cunt. Captain cunt and the beauty cunt from Mars. She's a cunt. I got the girl. I got the cunt and one wild cunt. I think we should stop.
That was the full album there. that was brilliant. That.
Yeah. But out of any band, it fits so easily in the Bon Jovi song.
See, I think like the ones that are coming to my head from the later albums, I think you should try like stuff from like the Circle, because the Circle will have a few.
And the Circle at least is the shape of a well,
yeah, it's like it was meant to be be honest.
Working for the cunt. Cunt before you die. Cunt's the only rule. And cunt to love.
Oh yeah. You could also have happy cunt.
Cunt now.
Oh yeah.
Have a nice cunt.
See, I think in terms of promotion and a bit of media, that could be the perfect alternative for them there to boost a couple of sales. Just make an album with that word in. Why not?
But that's the thing. That's one of the things we were laughing at with Bruce Springsteen. Like he could announce a gig in a war-torn Poland, and it would sell out like that, and people would travel to see it. So he could literally come out and do a gig of covering wrestling entrance music. And no one would complain. Like, yeah. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? But we always laugh with the fact that he could literally come out and go, I've written a new song of the next album and it's called You Fucking Cunt.
How old is Springsteen now?
He's coming into his 70s.
Is he, yeah?
Yeah.
What the hell?
But you know it's crazy. The Rolling Stones just announced a stadium tour of next summer in America for 4 months, and during that tour, Charlie Watts, the drummer, turns 81.
Bloody hell!
It's unbelievable.
And there's people who, and I'm one myself, who says, you know, like age for Bon Jovi and stuff, and then you've got the likes of Springsteen and the Stones who are still selling out stadiums and putting on a show for people. Like,
yeah, and the thing about Bon Jovi that's amazing is, even though they did that greatest hits tour back in like 2011, 2012, they really, like they haven't even, as amazing as it sounds, they haven't even really scratched the surface of their commerciality, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if they announced the Slippery When Wet anniversary tour,
yeah,
everybody would go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all it takes is to do something like that, but I can't see it ever happening, to be honest. Maybe one day, but yeah, I can't see it. So to finish, you asked me my top 5 songs. You gave me your top 5 songs. I'm gonna ask, and this might be more difficult. What are your top 5 worst songs by the band?
Oh, It's My Life.
Really? In your top 5 worst?
Well, I hated that song. This is a song for the broken hearted. There's a great version. I say great. There's a version of that where Bruce Springsteen sings that.
Oh yeah, in like 2003 or something.
And you can just see him looking at the band, going, "What the fuck am I doing? I'm Bruce fucking Springsteen."
I think he probably would have thought that even more when he'd done Who Says You Can't Go Home at the Sandy show.
Yeah.
Like that, Jesus Christ. You had John coming on for Born to Run, which that's a Springsteen song I do love. You had John come on for that, and then you invite him on for bloody Who Says You Can't Go Home. Like, come on. The levels.
I'll tell you another one that I hate by Bon Jovi, and everything about this song was shit. And like the music video, I actually think this music video put me off Bon Jovi for years. Thank You for Loving Me.
Really, yeah?
Awful. It's such a cheesy.
It is.
You know, when that's the sort of song that you can sort of picture them having a meeting going, well, with Bon Jovi with his weird top lip and everything, goes, "Well, guys, you need to have a hit single for the radio. It needs to be a ballad." And it's so bad, and the video is shite. And
that impression, I don't know what to make of that. Was that meant to be John?
It sounded more like Ronald Reagan. Well, yes, whether I get Slippery When Wet. I also hate Say It Isn't So.
What?
Yeah, say it. But see Richie Sambora in that music video, I'd love to smash this glass in his fucking face.
Why?
I believe in you. Like, you fucking cunt, I'm glad your wife left you, alcoholic. And then I've seen an interview that Bon Jovi did about that video, and he's boasting about the fact he's like, you know, we got Arnold Schwarzenegger in the video to have the biggest movie star in the world, unheard of. Guns N' Roses did it, and fucking AC/DC did it.
Yeah,
big nose.
And like, let's be honest as well, it was hardly worth Arnie being in it. You could, how badly edited was it that he was in it? Like,
yeah,
just,
I like the Bon Jovi.
That was a better impression. I knew who that was.
I can do Stewie Griffin. Like, I can tell you the next Bon Jovi song that I don't like. Well,
do you know what you've done? You've said the first 3 songs from Crush that you don't like, and so I can only presume it's 2 Story Town. Am I wrong?
Well, it's Born to Be My Baby from the New Jersey album. Yeah. When I heard them do the intro of the na 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 intro, I thought, what a bunch of cunts.
So that's 4. What's your 5th one?
See, this is the thing. It's actually one you mentioned to me. We'll try it in a Sylvester Stallone voice.
Go on.
You know, what's the name of the song now? Yeah, I remember now. I go, hey, love's the only rule.
What?
I fucking hate that song.
Oh.
He tried to sing that to me, and I was like, hey, fuck you. Don't want 90s stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that sounds more like Richie Sambora, that.
It's all I do all day is embarrass myself more and more, a little bit extra.
I seen it. Are you quite good at your impressions? You're doing a lot of impressions. I seen you do some Simpsons ones or something the other day.
Yeah, we were doing a thing, recreating classic Simpsons scenes with wrestler voices, and see the thing about doing impressions is it's fun, but then it's really depressing afterwards, because then you sit yourself and you go, did I just do Hulk Hogan for 20 minutes?
Nothing wrong. I was supposed to say nothing wrong with doing Hulk Hogan, but that could come across a bit wrong.
Hey, brother, I've been listening to the Crush album all day, brother. It fucking sucks, brother. I'm going to get in the big boot, and I'm going to get the leg up on him, brother.
See, now it sounds like Tico Torres. I think you're going through the Bon Jovi band here. Are these wrestlers or movie stars or the actual band?
You know, it's actually, I'm checking here on iTunes, a lot of the Bon Jovi albums are really low price. You can get Keep the Faith on these days for £5 English.
What, for the two or separately?
Separately.
Oh, wow.
That's sad. Those are probably my two favourite Bon Jovis.
Yeah, these days, definitely. I don't know what my second album is, to be honest with you. But these days, it's flawless for me, I think.
What do you think of Bon Jovi album covers?
Some of them I love. So I personally like to Have a Nice Day one, I must admit. I do like the This House Not For Sale album cover, to be honest with you. But I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover or an album by its cover, but I thought with that album it would have had a much darker sound to it, I must admit. I surprisingly liked the Burning Bridges one, just how simple it was.
This might interest you. This House Is Not For Sale is not on iTunes.
Is it not?
No, you can get a live album version of it.
Wow.
From London.
Yeah.
But, see that you said you should never judge a book by its cover?
Mm.
Well, what about Mein Kampf?
The which?
Mein Kampf, Hitler's book. I mean, it's got a burning swastika on it.
Good point. That's a good one. I don't know if you can see there on your iTunes the London show that you just said, the album cover. My brother genuinely said you should stick a urinal in front of John Bon Jovi, and it looks like he's bladdered having a piss.
Fucking hell! I'm just looking at that now. Gee.
When he shot, it was a good point with that one. He hit the nail on the head with that.
But just for the record, I think Hitler was bang out of order. There was no need for it.
Of course, yeah.
You know one of the many fascinating things about Hitler.
Go on.
Who did he think was a dick? Like if it was at lunchtime and he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm not having lunch with him. He's a wanker."
I don't know, to be honest with you. I wonder if people actually thought that of him.
So, because I always thought that about that shithead. You remember Joe Fritzl?
Oh yeah.
Bad character. Like he would go home and like brutally abuse his daughter and all this stuff. Yeah, I bet you there was somebody at work where he thought, oh, "Fuck, not Barry."
Yeah. To be honest though, that like as weird as off topic as this has gone, that's a very good point. Because like it does make you think. Some people get up to all kinds, but yet they still have a bad opinion on someone in work, as you said. Good point. That I've never thought of it that way.
Thank you very much.
It's that genuinely could happen with Bon Jovi. Never know.
It could, but that's the thing. Do you think Bon Jovi's a nice guy?
A nice guy in terms of what comes across as a nice guy in interviews, or as an actual. In what way do you mean?
Like, do you think he would be a dick?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's more chance of him being a dick than being a nice guy.
Yeah, I think. I don't know whether he's maybe mellowed a little bit over the past couple of years, but I certainly think he went through a phase since, I don't know, 2002 or something to certainly recently. But yeah, I don't think, I can't imagine him to be the easiest person to work for at times, to be honest with you.
Have you seen the video of him yelling at two fans outside of a recording studio?
I don't think so.
I'll try and find it on YouTube and I'll send you the link. But I think they go for an autograph or whatever, and he kind of yells at them and he goes, "I need to go to work."
When was this? Wait, how long ago was this?
When did I see it?
Like when did this happen?
Well, I think it was in the 2000s. But yeah, I'll send you the link to your Twitter in a minute.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard. I mean, I've heard of people who've met him and do say he is genuinely a nice guy. But I suppose, like all of us, catches on the wrong day. He's probably a proper grump, like.
I'll send you the link to your Twitter now. It's called Bon Jovi Makes Stalker Look Stupid.
Wow. I don't think I've seen this.
But I always find it amazing when the singer gets annoyed at the idea of being asked for an autograph.
I know.
That's your fucking job, cunt this.
But I seen a little article, a little video not long back, and it was basically an autograph hunter. And Matt Bon Jovi comes out of his car, takes all the stuff off him, and then hands it back to him. And you're like, you know this guy is purposely selling stuff, and you've got no problem with it. But a genuine fan who is delighted to meet you, waited all the life or whatever to meet, and get an autograph, and you're the biggest grump.
By the way, I meant to actually private mail you this news. You know the way I've got I don't know if you remember me telling you, I've got a family member who works in concert promotions.
Yes, yeah.
So there was supposed to be a Bon Jovi UK and Ireland arena tour last winter.
Really? Yeah.
But I don't know, for whatever reason it got cancelled. But yeah, because I think they were going to do this House Not For Sale arena shows here, and then announce the stadium shows.
Oh, I can't have seen that doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think ticket sales are doing too bad at the moment, but I mean, RDS night one sold out in seconds, basically, well, minutes, didn't it?
Yeah.
But then apparently night two has a shitload left. So
that happened before when Taylor Swift played here. That cunt, and she played Crook Park, and she sold that out in apparently literally 90 seconds.
Bloody hell!
And then they announced the second date, and it was barely even half full.
It makes you wonder: are they actually sold out as well? You know, like this whole due to popular demand, because obviously they've had that date booked in. There's no way they were never going to not put it on. And that, to be honest, we all kind of guessed that there'd be a second night at RDS just because of the gap in between. And you know, obviously John does love playing Ireland shows, so it didn't surprise me. He say it again.
He says he loves playing Ireland, and it's like, well, you would say that because tickets are on sale.
Yeah. I don't know. I just mean so much in terms of like the shows that they put on. I mean, Slane wasn't great, but then the shows at the RDS in 2011 were absolutely incredible, and before that they've been fantastic as well.
Tell me this though. What's the one song you're dying to hear live when you go see them? And I'm not just like oh, it's my favorite. Like, what's the one where like? See, for me personally, "Raise Your Hands" has actually become my favorite Bon Jovi song recently.
Really? Yeah.
Just all the live versions I've heard are great, and it's just, it gets the tempo going. If they opened the show with that, I would actually take a hand off one of my drinks.
So do you mean realistically, like, what one am I looking forward to? So say I looked at a set list now and said, oh, actually I'm looking forward to that one. Do you mean like that? To be honest with you, this is going to probably surprise you, but This House Is Not For Sale.
I want to hear. I love that song. That
Yeah.
was the song that made me fall back in the Bon Jovi fandom.
Yeah, like I just think as an opener, I actually do quite like it. I heard it obviously at the Palladium show, but it didn't have that same opener type song. It was, you know, John spoke before it and stuff like that, so it wasn't an opener as such. But I'm looking forward to hearing it. I presume they'll keep it as the opener anyway, but that's one song that I am looking forward to hearing live again, to be honest.
That's actually my top 5. But
yeah, I do. I think it's very underrated, I must admit.
Who would you rather be thinking with, David Bryan or John Bon Jovi?
John. Just because I'm more of a John fan, to be honest with you. Like, if I seen David, I'd go, oh, I've met David Bryan. But if I seen John, I would probably shit my pants.
Well, I've done that a few times. That's one condition. But I don't know. I get the feeling that David Bryan would get the round in, you know.
Yeah, true.
Don't worry, buddy, I'll get this for you, buddy. You call him buddy, you can.
Richie would probably drink you around.
See him. He just seems like it. Although it's real, and it sounds dumb. I've only come to realize nowadays how brilliant of a guitar player Richie Sambora is.
Oh yeah, he is incredible. Like, I would love him back in the band, to be honest with you, but I can't see it. I don't think it's ever going to happen again.
I could probably see him coming back for like an album anniversary tour.
Do you?
Yeah, because if it's like a Slippery When Wet 30 years or something, I could see him coming back and coming into the guitar or whatever he does, you know.
It'd probably, yeah, if there is a chance, it'd probably be the 35th, won't it? And that, to be honest with you, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the last tour, because it's what, like 3 years away now, 2 years away. If they were to do something like that, it would probably be the last show, I'd say, last tour.
Yeah, I think Bon Jovi's one of the, until he can find another sort of massive income revenue stream, then Bon Jovi's never going to end.
Yeah, I think he's waiting for a football team still. I'm not convinced that dream's dead.
Yeah, because it's like with the Rolling Stones, I think people forget or don't realise how bad Mick Jagger's solo career is.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
He did an album in the 2000s that literally sold hundreds of copies.
Really, yeah.
Which is, it's amazing. It's like, so this guy could do a 3-year-long stadium tour with the Stones, puts out a solo album, and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. Do you like John's solo stuff?
Yeah, actually, well, I think I'd love him to do another album like Destination Anywhere.
Do you know, if there was one album that I'd say he could still almost not copy, but could still do, it would be a Destination Anywhere album, I'd say. Oh, and we've lost him again. Hopefully, again, try and get him back. It actually lasted a bit longer that time. Try and get him back once more. Let's see. So, going to be wrapping this up in a second anyway, and then going on to podcast 4 with Brian, who's one of the admins on the Jovi Talk forum. If anyone's onto the forum, I must admit I've been on it since I was about 15. Well, no, much younger than that actually. I must admit it doesn't have the same. I don't go on it half as much as I used to. I certainly don't post half as much as I used to, but it's a very, very good forum for news and to communicate with more fans if anyone's interested. Just trying to get back with Adam. Hopefully get back and finish this. So let's see. Hello, went off again. Don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but what is it that's happening, do you know?
No, I don't know. It just says it just comes up saying like that you've left the call. So I'm just inviting back straight away, and then hopefully it's hoping for the best. So what was you saying about Destination Anywhere, Sadie?
Yeah, no, I just think that was because I don't know if he'll ever go solo. But if for me, I've never seen the point of a member of a band going solo and just doing the same stuff again.
Yeah.
So at least Destination Anywhere was different.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I agree with you there. As I said before, I think if he was to do another album, I think he could still pull off a Destination Anywhere type of album, to be honest with you. But he needs to change producer if he's going solo.
Yeah, but the thing with Bon Jovi though is I'd honestly love them to do another Christmas song, because I'm so into Christmas music, and just as a cheap plug for my podcast, which is known as It's Hughy Hello. It's the video version on YouTube, so you can see how hungover I am at certain times. And then there's the uncut version, which is on iTunes. And not that I'm boasting, but it's a big success. I'm actually going to notice from my boss saying I'm getting around 5,000 downloads per episode.
Wow.
Thank you.
I think
but
I'm struggling to get the 5.
Episode, I did a segment that a lot of people are saying it's the best segment I've ever done. We're me and this, she's a lady, did the top 10 Christmas songs, and so that's a cheap plug to go check that out, and it's really fucking good.
I do love my Christmas songs, I must admit. They've been on since November the 1st, as you've said, so I do like my Christmas songs. So now I'm gonna have to obviously end this. Unfortunately, I've got Brian, who's one of the admins. I don't know if you use Jovi Talk, the forum. Have you ever been on it? The Bon Jovi Talk forum, Tri County forum.
I did, until I heard that Brian was involved.
Well, he's one of the admins now as well. He's been an admin for a few years, so I'd stay well clear now if that was the case. But yeah, he's one of he's a big fan. I've never met him, to be honest, but I know quite a few people who've met him. He's a nice guy. So got another podcast to do now. Hopefully, I wonder if he can add any Bon Jovi, add any word into Bon Jovi songs, just like you.
Yeah, well, the one thing I can say, this is definitely the most cunt-heavy interview you'll ever do.
Oh, I definitely can't disagree with you on that one. There's no way. I don't think I've ever heard that word so much, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's the thing about here in Ireland, is just as we're wrapping up, but I don't think anybody understands the level of swearing.
Yeah.
Like last time I was at the cinema, it was about a week ago, and I heard a guy who was there with a wee baby girl, and he goes, "Can I get 2 tickets for fucking the Grinch?"
I think it must just be the Irish then, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Just asking for the fucking Grinch, or asking to fuck the Grinch, as he's just worded it. How much is it to fuck the Grinch? Right, so we'll wrap it up there. Thanks very much for your time, mate. It was good to be on again with you, to be honest.
Brilliant, and you'll have to come back on mine soon enough, and we'll say cunt loads, and it'll be a cunting good time.
And some more Christmas songs. Can't go wrong there.
Trust me, see if you get time to kill, check out that new podcast episode I did with the Christmas music. It's great stuff.
Yeah, give us the link, and I'll put it on the Bon Jovi Talk thing for you as well.
Wonderful.
Right, cheers for your time, mate.
I'll see you soon.
Speak to you soon, mate. Ta-ra.
Bye-bye.
Bye.